quick overview. Glenisk is celebrating 29 years of business this year, and in 1995 the company transitioned to organic production, which established as one of Ireland's most recognised and sustainable food brands. And I suppose all of us are really excited to hear this talk today because it's about how to be sustainable and make money at the same time. So I'll now introduce you to Gerard.
Hi folks, my name is Gerard Cleary and I'm the CFO of Glenisk. What I'm hoping to do today is speak about our company Glenisk, and as the title of the presentation is being sustainable and making money. Now, we all know what money is and how it seems to go quicker than we make it. But sustainability is a word that's bandied about there, and I'm just going to speak to what our definition is of sustainability and how we morph it into our company on a daily basis. So Glenisk comes from it's a family business down in County Offaly, and it comes from the name An Glan Uisce, the stream flowing through the woods. That's the family portrait, or a part of the family. And just to give you a little bit of history of how we made sustainability be a part of our business. It's a second generation family, and it was set up by my late dad, Jack Cleary, back in 1985. Now, I suppose Dad had a couple of things going for him at the time. One, he had a large dairy herd where he was milking about 250 cows on a daily basis. And the second thing, going for him or against him, he had a large family, 14 children in all. So, I suppose Dad thought, what way could he make most for the assets that he had? The cattle on the one hand and the family on the other hand. He was a little bit, I suppose, tired on a daily basis, seeing that the milk being collected from the family farm and brought to the local co-op, and someone else was adding value to this milk. So he thought about the idea of looking to be a little bit more sustainable with the product that he was producing, and he looked at ways of increasing the value. So he travelled the length and breadth of Europe, and he came back with the idea of making yogurt. So hence Glenisk was born. Now, Dad managed the two businesses, the Glenisk yogurt and the family farm, until he passed away in 1995. Then it was left to ourselves, and myself and 4 of my family took over the running of Glenisk. Now, we had a passion of producing product as natural and as best as possible, really. But we didn't have a clue how to run a business, because I suppose going back 25 years ago, it was old type Ireland. My dad managed the whole business and we were the working bees. But we had built in of growing up on the family farm, the ethos of what it meant to be in harmony and to grow with nature and work with nature as well. So we went about setting up and growing the business, and we noticed that we needed to do something to be a little bit different, because back then our turnover wasn't sustainable really. We had a turnover of about £150,000 at the time. We were making money and our balance sheet was basically insolvent. So not a great business model to start off with. And I remember one day sitting down with our accountants, and their advice was for us, guys, you're young, the business is going nowhere, the best thing to do is to close up and move off. But in our ignorance, we decided, no, we're going to make the most of this. We had a passion and a belief in what we were going to do, and we were going to sort of spread that passion to create the brand name Glenisk. So we set about working and doing something a little bit different, because we had to differentiate ourselves to the competition that was out there. So we saw that around the year 2000 or that some of the international competitors that we were faced with were eating into our small market share. So we decided to look at organics in a bigger way, because As it was unheard of really in UK and in Ireland, it was making somewhat of a headway in Central Europe as well. So we decided, well, if it's working out there, maybe it might be something that would work in Ireland as well. So we set about converting some of our farmers to organic methods, and we started to produce some of our lines to organic production. Now in the first year, around 2000, it didn't go well for us at all. But I suppose, unfortunately for the food sector, maybe fortunately, there was various food scares. We had BSE in England, we had foot and mouth disease, there was dioxins found in food all across Europe as well. And all of a sudden, customers started to ask questions about the food. The traceability was becoming more of a buzzword, and people wanted to know where the food was coming from. Now, as an organic product, we were maybe 2 to 3 years ahead of our competitors, and we duly obliged by delivering our range of products to the supermarket shelves. And that helped Glenisk to get a foothold into the Irish market. It helped us to research and develop new products, and nearly with a guarantee of getting them into the supermarket shelves. So it helped to grow our brand name from there until where we are now today. Just, I suppose, looking at the markers of our success today, we have grown, fortunately we have grown during the recession, because we're probably focused on some of the boxes that tick or that resonate with consumers at the moment. We're an Irish brand, we're into producing healthy products, and we've seen our turnover grow in that particular period as well. We now export about 15% of our sales to the UK, the Middle East, etc. as well. Part of our recognition, I suppose, as a family business and growing up, we have asked ourselves, are we recognised? How do we get the brand name out there? Because we found that over the last, we've been producing yogurts, as I said, for near on 30 years, but for the first 20 years of that, our brand name was relatively unheard of. But it's only really in the last 6 or 7 years when we start looking at marketing our products, telling the consumer what we're about, because it doesn't just sell on its own. You have to tell the consumer what you're about and make the most of the assets that you have in your disposal. Checkout, which is the grocery magazine, they do an annual survey of the top 10,000 brands on the Irish market, and we used to look at the top 100 brands and said, would we ever get into that position of being recognised as a staple really in the family fridge or that? Fortunately, in 2010, we came in at number 69 position in the ranking, and we've not only consolidated, but we've increased that position. We're the 18th most popular brand on the Irish market as well. So I suppose from humble beginnings, we have been through the rough and the tough, and it keeps coming as well. But we try to be sustainable in our approach in getting the best product out there to the supermarket as well. So I'm just going to sort of focus on what we describe as sustainability and how we can look at the different aspects of our business to make the most of the assets we have out there and to be as sustainable as possible. One area that I would like to talk about is our packaging. As we're a small company, we don't have the research and development funds to go about and try different types of packaging, to try and innovate different types of packaging. But what we do have, and we try to make the most of it, is a vast supply of suppliers that we have worked up with a relationship over the last 10 or 15 years. They have the technology to go about and source the products that we're looking for. For example, one product here that we launched was yogurt, an original yogurt, but the packaging was not the most environmentally friendly. We couldn't go about trying to redesign the wheel and come out with a new type of packaging. But we said to our supplier, listen, our consumer want this, or we believe what our consumer want this. Can you generate that for us? And you find that you get most bang for your buck when you work with the supplier. They have the expertise. Let them go off. You tell them the issues or the problems. Let them come off and find the solution for yourselves as well. So they came and they designed a packaging for us from a number 5 plastic to a number 1 plastic as well. So we could not only could we just talk the talk, but we could walk the walk in telling our consumer you're getting a healthy eating product in environmentally friendly packaging as well. Are they going to make a little, spend a little bit more on it? Probably not, but you'll find that when they buy into the product, they'll buy into the good feeling that we try to generate of Glenisk creating a healthy product, and it seemed to have worked for us as well. The assets that we have around us. Now we're fortunate enough in one way to be situated in the countryside. So we have that green image of being a sustainable factory in the countryside. But we try to make the most of what's actually around us. We had about 10 acres of waste land or moorish land behind our factory. And for years we didn't know what to do with it. But we decided that it would be best to actually build a rebed system that would take the waste from our factory and filter it through a set of our grown rebeds, and we have a pure product out the far end as well. So that helped our image of trying to maximise the resources that we had at our disposal and let nature work for us in creating a natural habitat as well, and taking the waste from our product as well. It also worked well, like we're not going to keep it secret, we tell the consumer what's it about as well. So it's all about anything we do or anything we say, we try to get the message out there to the consumer that this is what we're about and this is how we're trying to go about doing it. Because we did learn in the past, as I mentioned, we had a product there for 20 years, but it wasn't selling because the consumer didn't know anything about it as well. So again, it's the message I'm trying to get across is look at the assets that you have and try to make the most of it, both for yourselves and for what you can get that message across as well. Logistics is one area again that we look to create a sustainable impression as well. We have a fleet of vans that go around to various shows and seminars where we sample our product to consumers and we tell the consumers what we're actually about. And this has helped again with looking at our image. Now unfortunately we don't have 40-foot electric powered trucks because I don't think they exist really. But what we did do is we teamed up with our customers and we've all backhauling where they come and collect the products for us. So rather our trucks going to them and them coming back empty as well, they collect when they supply to the stores as well. So it's reducing our carbon footprint overall by half in that particular area as well. One area that is as hot topic as at the moment is health and nutrition. And we need to be socially sustainable as well. And all companies need to be socially sustainable because gone are the days where you're trying to hoodwink the consumer of selling them something without them knowing what's it about. Because we're all an intelligent race, so we all know what's good for us as well. And we're all in a learning curve every day to see what's the best we can get out of it. A few years ago, I suppose, wearing the family hat, we were producing a range of baby and kids products. And as the time went on and we started, the next generation were coming on, we knew that we needed to feed the best to our children as well. So we looked at our whole kids area and we said, how can we make this product better for our own children and also for the children of Ireland as well? So we looked at reducing the sugar levels as well. Before, I suppose, when it's hot topic, which it really is at the moment. And now we show that we're creating a product that's both good tasting and also nutritious as well. And that's helped our sales along over the last couple of years as well. So it's all about the image of being transparent, telling the consumer what you're about and trying to produce a tasty product as well. One other area that sustainability might be something that we work into our brand image as well, to show that we care about not just about making money, but also about our responsibilities to Ireland Inc. as well. So we've teamed up with various charities as well to I suppose tag along with showing that, listen, we want to be associated with yourselves because we believe in the work that you're doing as well, and it actually works well for us. But we also look at doing this again by letting everyone know about it. Each week we sell about 400,000 units of packaging. So rather than just, we use those as small little billboard boards. So we actually work with our NGOs, work with other companies, and actually let them advertise a piece on our particular packaging as well. So that actually works well for us because it associates Glenisk with other like-minded companies that are doing good, and it helps to give them a platform as well. So I suppose overall, sustainability isn't just necessarily about the environment, but it's about every aspect of the business and how you can create the most from it. Because as a small company, you can't compete with the large multinationals head on when it comes to euro for euro. But the message we found that is we try to get best bang for our buck in the different aspects of our business and try to maximise what we can do in each particular aspect to grow the brand Glenisk to what it is today and long may it continue in the future. Okay, thank you very much.